For years, anyone in Web3 has had to deal with this spreadsheet mentality. You search a block explorer, and what do you get? A static wall of text. You're copying these long, complicated hex strings, and you feel that cognitive load almost immediately. It's just friction.
It's the analysis barriers, right? And our sources today, they're all focused on one platform built on the Shido Network. It's called Aether Zone. And it claims to, well, kill that barrier by calling itself a DeFi Operations Terminal.
Not an explorer, an operations terminal. So our mission is to cut through the marketing here and find, 3 features that really make this a new kind of experience, not just another pretty dashboard.
Let's start with the most obvious difference then, data presentation. A traditional explorer, it's all historical. You search, you get a result, and then you have to hit refresh.
Over and over again.
Exactly. Aether Zone flips that. They have this thing called a live pulse. It's a responsive grid that streams everything in real time. Price, market cap, TVL, block production, you name it.
So it's a living data feed. But, that sounds heavy. How does it handle something really complex, like transaction tracing? That's where you usually get lost in a text file nightmare.
And that's their high-fidelity core explorer. It specifically targets internal transactions, which is, the flow of assets between smart contracts. So instead of reading a log, it uses this reactive visualization layer, which lets you drill down and literally see the asset flow. It's the difference between reading raw code and watching a cinematic replay of the whole thing.
Okay, that makes sense. But here's where it gets really interesting for me. An explorer is usually a passive tool. You just look at things. This is an operations terminal. Our sources keep pointing to this feature, Nexus Prime.
Precisely. This is where it becomes a tool. The first big utility is the built-in instant swap aggregator.
Built in so you don't leave the page.
You don't leave.
Yeah.
You decide to swap, say, native Shido for a stablecoin, and the system automatically routes your trade through multiple liquidity pools, Rapido, IPN, Kensei, all of them, to find you the best price.
But wait, if I can execute a trade right there on the Explorer, isn't that just a centralized service then? That's the first question any DeFi user is going to ask.
A fair question. And the sources are clear on this. The routing is aggregated by Aether Zone, yes, but the execution itself is still routed through and settled fully on-chain. It's a decentralized execution layer that's just integrated into the information layer. No more copying addresses, but it maintains the network's integrity.
Okay, so it's about removing a step. And if I'm swapping, I'm probably providing liquidity too. Our sources mention the pain of tracking LP positions across 5 different tabs.
And that's the second utility, integrated liquidity management. You can add, adjust, manage your positions, even the complex concentrated liquidity ones, directly from the dashboard. You can see your impermanent loss and your earned fees, all without opening another tab. It's like merging Etherscan with your personal debanked portfolio.
Let's talk about the final piece, the human element.
Yeah.
Because that fear of sending funds to the wrong 0x address is maybe the biggest barrier for new users.
The biggest. And that's utility number 3. Integrating the Shido name service, the SNS. It just replaces those long strings of numbers and letters with human-readable names like kazu.shido. And they pair it with a safe transfer feature, which makes the whole thing feel less like cryptography and more like using Venmo.
Like Venmo, wow. And I assume those human names feed into the analysis tools.
Directly. There's an AI analysis layer. You click Analyze Portfolio on any address, and it breaks down the entire history holdings behavior into insights that actually mean something. The Pro tier then takes it a step further with wallet tracking and automated profit and loss. It turns all that raw data into actual strategy.
So when you put it all together, what are we looking at? Aether Zone is trying to merge the reliability of Etherscan, the portfolio view of DeBank, and the visual flay of Arkham into a single command center. It's all about active utility swapping, staking, analyzing to kill Web3's tab fatigue.
And this brings us to the bigger picture. If operational tools like swapping and LP management are now part of the Explorer itself, it fundamentally changes what an Explorer is. So the question for you to think about is this. If the industry moves towards this kind of active integrated utility, is the traditional passive spreadsheet explorer now officially obsolete?